Did you want to be there with us every day?
All right.
No, no, not always. But I was stuck. I mean, where was I going to go? You know, yeah, it was hard. I mean, obviously, it was hard. I decided that I wanted to try to do what I could physically myself. In the beginning, JC, and by the way, JC, he was very tough. He was relentless in his vision, which I appreciate. But he was also very respectful throughout. I mean, he was very respectful of me and my well-being and so forth. So I think because of that, I was encouraged to want to give him more and more. And so I thought, well, if I can do some of these action things myself, it would be better for him and also pretty good for my ego. So why not, you know? And then that was a terrible mistake.
Once he opened the door, I started to ask him to do more and more.
You know, I was thinking about, I don't know if we have time or not, but I was thinking about the question that you asked JC about reflecting on society today, and I'd like to add to that if I could, because I wasn't born after the Second World War. I was born
that's right.
just before it. I was between the Depression, the American Depression, and the Second World War. And I experienced the Second World War as a child, living in a lowercase working class environment and so forth, with relatives in the war who did not come home. That was my first impression as a child, that the effect the war had. Then as time went on, I guess as I can look back now, at the point I am in my life, I can see America in a kind of a series of sections where change happened and America moved from one place to the next. As it moved from one place to the next, certain things got lost, got dropped. Our belief system began to have holes punched in it by the scandals that occurred, whether it was Watergate or the quiz show scandals or Iran-Contra, and it's still going on. So, but I was raised at a time when the belief system was what you lived on, and that had to do with innocence as a country. And so as I look over time, and I see the effect that various changes have occurred, I begin to take my country as a subject very seriously when I became an artist. And I wanted to show how I felt about my country, that beneath all the propaganda, there was a big gray area that wasn't getting dealt with, that wasn't getting talked about. We were always talking about red, white, and blue, go, go, go. And I thought, no, there's another America there that's not getting, and so I decided to make that a subject of films. Now, getting to this film, I've seen technology, the role that technology has played is driving things faster and faster. It's got more of a role to play. People are talking faster. There's too many people talking too much of the time. This accentuated pace and energy began to just fascinate me. Because I thought, how long can this go on before it burns out? How something's going to happen. Well, when this film came about, I guess, and I only thought about this now, while they were talking, that this film is about having none of that available. And you can see the contrast. So maybe this film would be seen in contrast, because there's nothing but the elements, nothing but the weather, a man, a boat, that's it. There's no engagement, there's nothing. And maybe this could be contrasted with all the noise, at least in my country, all the noise that's out there that I think confuses people.
Whoever has the mic, go ahead. And then the question goes over there.
He asked me to be in this film because I began as an actor. Well, I started as a painter here in France, actually, many, many years ago when I was young. And I became an actor, and I don't like losing that idea. That was one of the attractive things to me. This allowed me to just be an actor again, because that's how I started. And there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of weight to being a director, and particularly a director-producer. So I loved it, and I would like to continue that. I don't want to have to act and direct every time I go out. I like the idea of just acting. I love directing, yes, but I think just acting, I like that a lot. I hope I can continue to do that.
Well, since you're going to discover the film tonight, Mr. Redford, I hope you will appear on television or on radio somewhere and tell us what you think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here.